logo. But even going back to when I was in high school, somebody asked me, because I was drawing anyway. I was doing a bunch of drawings anyway, and somebody had seen one of my drawings. And somebody was like, "Can you draw me like Winnie the Pooh or Mickey Mouse or something like that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it'll cost you $10 or $20 or some shit like that." I forgot what I said. And they was like, "Okay," and that was it. Like, so a lot of it was just me. It was my idea of social media, but what I was doing was I was drawing, and I was always showcasing my skills somehow, whether it was in a talent show or whether it was drawing in class. Like, that was me creating social media posts, right? Showcasing my talent, exposing my business. So it was more so somebody found me more than me reaching out to somebody to seeing if they actually needed it. And then it became word of mouth. Eventually, I didn't have to really ask anybody if they needed it, because it was so many people coming up and asking me, can they get these drawings?
Because your offer was selling itself.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like this made you feel good when you got it and where you received it. So many people was like, I need a piece of it. And then it went from that. Then it went from tattoo drawings. Then it went from graphic design work. Then after graphic design work, it went to photography. And after photography, it evolved to videography. And then after videography, it went to social media management. Went from social media management to now I'm coaching. So it's like the full transformation.
Yeah, and just to go off of what he said really quick, I think that most of us, when we start a business, we want to have everything figured out, and it doesn't happen that way. You know, sometimes you figure it out as you go. I know that we talk to a lot of students and clients that we either work with or we coach, and they always say, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. But if you never put yourself out there, you're never going to be ready. I feel like there's never going to be a perfect time, and you kind of just have to go out and try something and see if it sticks or do it. Going back to what you said, like, I think that that's really good marketing when you know how to create an offer and the offer kind of just sells itself. Like, you know, you don't really have to do much because you get all these people coming up to you through word of mouth, the referrals. And, you know, that's really how we started our business. I mean, like, yes, we use social media, but I want to say, like, at the beginning, you know, our social media was really thriving because of how many relationships that we have already built in the community. I mean, we always volunteered. We always were doing something in the city. We were always going to networking events. So again, you know, going back to generating your first sale, you know, if you're having a challenge generating your first sale, you know, ask yourself if you're really even helping the people around you. But going into that, I think a lot of people also believe that once you make it, everything will fall into place. And it doesn't always work like that either. Like, even being in 5 years, have you been in 5 years or 6 years?
6 years. Even what I just said, my progression on my journey, each year I'm learning a new skill and I'm figuring out which skill set is valuable to a team. Mm-hmm. So every year is just developing. Like, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm still learning new stuff, and I'm still doing new stuff for companies, even though I'm creative, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And again, it's not always going to fall into place. Like, going back to our personal journeys, every year we learn something, every year we tweak something, every year we grow in some kind of way. So, you know, I think that a lot of people think that just because you start a business and you start getting a couple sales, like, everything falls into place, and it doesn't always happen like that. Like, some years you will, you know, have like the best growth, and there's some years that are going to be slow. But going back to that, like, I don't think we've ever had a slow year, but we've had slow seasons. Like, every single year, we always either make the same revenue or make more. But again, it just goes to show in entrepreneurship is sometimes, like, there's no, as much as you can have tools and as much as you can have these strategies, like, nobody has it figured out. Nobody has, I don't think at this point, like, a formula of, you know, how to do it one way, because everybody just does it so differently. Like, every time we talk to an entrepreneur, or every time we talk to somebody, they always have like a different approach or just a different thing that they tried. And that's to say that, like, there's not one strategy that works for everybody. So I think that even in this stages of entrepreneurship where you feel like you've made it, not to say
you're gonna fail,
to not celebrate yourself, but just I feel like for me, like I always have to keep a little part of me in the background humble, because life will find a way to humble you. Even when you think that it won't, it will.
Just like that.
Yeah. But going off of that, we did want to talk about, so how do you transition from passion to responsibility? Because I think a lot of people, they start a business, they start making some money, they start making some sales, but that they don't realize it, that you have to keep up with it.